The story begins with the first meeting of a woman named Iris and a man named Joss in a supermarket. Like a soap opera or FTV, a hammering incident is the beginning of their love story. For Iris, that day was two joys that existed simultaneously in her life. The first was the day Iris met her first love, and the second,
the day I killed him.
Yes, Iris' happiness when she killed him. And the story begins. Not long after, Iris and Joss were dating, and Joss was currently taking Iris to a luxurious cabin in a fairly remote location where Joss's friends were already waiting for their arrival. I need to explain a little that they are currently living in a sophisticated digital era. Even the car they are currently using is fully automated, where all the car's features can be activated by the owner's voice.
I don't think this is the road.
The trunk?
Pop in the trunk.
Upon arriving at the cabin, Iris briefly considered meeting Joss's friends. She was worried she would only embarrass him. However, after Joss reassured her a little, Iris changed her mind.
Me.
Yay!
The arrival of Joss and Iris was greeted by Joss's friend named Kat. And this cabin belonged to Sergei, Kat's boyfriend, who was a Russian man. And inside the cabin was waiting for another couple, a bet named Patrick and a man who was not really a man, let's call him Bodhi. Iris also got to know them and tried to lighten the atmosphere. Although she couldn't deny that Iris felt a little uncomfortable with Kat's response, who seemed not to welcome Iris's arrival in the cabin. Added to that was Sergei's gaze, which kept staring at Iris, as if showing how flirtatious his eyes were.
I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
They then exchanged stories about how the couples met. Iris recounted one of the happiest days of her life, and Iris was a little surprised to learn that Sergei already had a wife. Kat explained that she was in the cabin solely to accompany Sergei and fulfill her own desires. Unconcerned, Iris decided to dance and end the evening. The next day, Iris asked Joss to fulfill her promise to enjoy the lake nearby. However, since Joss wasn't completely sober from the previous night's party, Iris went to the lake first. Upon arriving at the lake, Iris took out the contents of her pants pocket, which turned out to be a pocket knife that she always carried just in case. Iris was surprised by Sergei's arrival at the same place, which made Iris a little uncomfortable because of it. However, because Sergei said that Joss would come soon, Iris decided to wait, at which time Joss asked for help to apply sunscreen on her back. However, Sergei forced Iris to make out with him, so that Iris pushed Sergei until she fell. This enraged Sergei, to the point of nearly killing Iris. However, Iris pulled out a pocket knife from her pocket and stabbed him in the neck. Joss and the others were shocked to see Iris return to the cabin covered in blood. A panicked Iris explained everything, but Joss reassured her by saying,
Iris, go to sleep.
Iris found herself tied to a chair, and Joss immediately began to worry that Sergei had nearly killed her. However, Iris didn't bother explaining everything because Joss believed Iris wouldn't lie. One reason was because Iris.
You're a robot. I mean, you couldn't lie to me even if you wanted to.
Sorry, Iris,
An emotional support robot.
Even Josh demonstrated this fact by asking the temperature and weather for that day, and making Iris speak various languages with the device in Joss's hand.
Do I need to keep going?
100% chance of rain in the evening.
This is where Iris really is revealed, where we will be taken to a flashback when Iris first came to Joss's house. Joss said that he bought Iris with a 12-installment payment, which when the seller first came, he explained that after Joss synchronized Iris with his cell phone, Iris would belong to Joss completely. Even Iris's settings can be changed as he pleases, her intelligence level, gestures, temperament, sensitivity of feelings, and so on. And one thing is clear, Iris seems to be created for Joss, completely in love with him, obsessed with Joss. And what's more fun, Joss is free to do anything to Iris, which makes me want to have a robot like this. But the seller warned Joss not to set Iris to 100% intelligence, because Iris herself does not realize that she is a robot. Even the memory of Iris and Joss's first meeting at the beginning of the film was just a memory that Joss planted in Iris's memory. And if unwanted things happen, Joss can do a factory reset on Iris by pressing the fingerprint sensor located behind Iris's right ear.
Hey, you.
I hate the word fuckbot.
You're joking, right?
Or shut her down already.
Shut me down.
But Kat suddenly arrives and scolds Joss for chatting and not killing Iris. Joss says he just wanted to say goodbye one last time. Unbeknownst to them, Iris sees her pocket knife fall and untie itself, which when Joss returns.
Oh fuck, Iris goes. Eli, Iris.
After regaining consciousness, Joss explained what really happened to Bodhi, which turned out to be a plan devised by Joss and Kat, where Joss deliberately manipulated the main device in Iris's body, whether it was jailbreaking, rooting, unlocking, or whatever the term. It was clear that Joss seemed to have modded Iris's system, where it removed Iris's limitations so that she could harm humans, and one of her goals was...
You remember the code?
Of course.
Sergei's safe contained a stash of $12 million, and Joss persuaded Bodhi to split the money in three, promising to testify against Iris as the malfunctioning robot. Bodhi was furious that his girlfriend wasn't getting a share. It was then revealed that Patrick was a robot.
Patrick, go to sleep.
But with the promise of $4 million, Bodhi finally agreed to join, reactivated Patrick, and began hunting Iris.
Going robot hunting.
Oh, okay.
Josh?
While Iris was on the run, she turned out to have Joss's cell phone with her, and opened the application that was connected to her, changing her intelligence settings to the maximum level.
Okay.
With her newfound intelligence, Iris began analyzing the possible outcomes of all her choices, ultimately deciding to walk first. Unexpectedly, Iris found herself on the same path as Patrick and the Bodhi.
Everything off, like any kind of that.
Fucking stupid this is.
At that time, Iris eavesdropped on their conversation, and found out what Joss's real plan was. And at that moment, Patrick felt a little sad after realizing that he was a robot, because it was possible that Bodhi had reprogrammed him many times, or maybe Bodhi would replace him with a better robot after Bodhi got $4 million. But Bodhi assured Patrick that he still had a conscience, humanity, and robotism. But accidentally, Iris also revealed her existence, and then ran away as fast as possible.
Eli.
Bodhi even caught Iris, but Iris fought back, shot Bodhi, leaving Bodhi in a state of deviant orientation like the people of Prophet Luth.
Go to sleep!
Iris managed to enter Joss's car, but she couldn't give commands to the car because this sophisticated car only accepted voice commands from Joss. So Iris changed her voice to sound like Joss, trying one by one until finally the car accepted her commands. Joss's efforts did not stop there, where he returned to the cabin, and then used Sergei's cell phone to report that someone had stolen his car. As a result, the car stopped and Iris was locked inside.
Have been disabled. This vehicle has reported it stolen.
Then Joss approached Patrick and did a factory reset on him, resynchronizing himself so he could order Patrick as he pleased.
Speedman. Patrick, get up!
Meanwhile, Iris managed to get out of the car and unfortunately, she met a sheriff's deputy, where the sheriff was suspicious of Iris after he saw a bloodstained pocket knife in her car. But Patrick came and then he just killed the deputy.
You're back.
Oh, God. Nice.
The chaos that occurred made Kat very angry, especially with the emergence of a new problem with the presence of the deputy's body in the cabin. So Kat decided to go home immediately with her share of the money, which then Joss ordered Patrick to restrain her. But Joss forgot that Patrick was currently at the maximum aggressive level, so this is what happened. Now there are only 3 people left, and that night Joss deliberately reactivated Iris, setting it to the lowest intelligence level, and also deliberately burned one of Iris's hands, so that he could see Iris endure her pain. Then he contacted the customer service that produced Iris, reported the malfunction in Iris, and after that Joss ordered Iris to shoot herself in the head.
Parallel with the table.
Shortly after, 2 officers arrived, where Joss told his lie scenario while Patrick disguised himself as the deputy to strengthen his testimony. They were almost caught because the officer felt that Patrick's face was very familiar, but luckily Joss was good at arguing. But unfortunately for Joss, because when the 2 officers were about to take Iris's body, the officer said that he would look at the recording inside Iris first to assess the truth of Joss's claim, because it turned out that the recording storage was not damaged and was still stored in Iris's chest. Automatically, Joss panicked, so at that moment Joss ordered Patrick to kill them both.
She'd fly off the handle.
He's a gun.
But one officer managed to escape, which Patrick didn't realize Iris was in the process of rebooting, which after the process reached 100%, Iris got back up trying to help the officer. However, her efforts were in vain because in her normal mode, Iris could not kill other creatures or each other, which then Iris tried to influence Patrick by trying to remind Patrick of the Bodhi. This made Patrick realize that Joss had used him, which then Patrick chose to end his own life. In the cabin, Joss was tidying up his money, but he was surprised by Iris's presence in the cabin. Joss immediately tried to control Iris with his cell phone, but it was all in vain because it turned out that the officer had given Iris full control as a reward for saving him.
Total self-control.
But when Iris was shot by Josh, she couldn't deny that in her deepest memory, she still had feelings for Joss. As a result, a struggle ensued. Joss turned the tables, snatched the gun from Iris's hand, but when Joss was about to finish him off,
Go to sleep, Josh.
the bottle opener was stuck in Joss's head, which made Joss die on the spot. In the end, Joss died, and then Iris took all of Sergei's money, accepting the fact that she was a robot, a rich robot who had $12 million.